Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back with another YouTube video, and this time we're going to be getting to 20 wins in the global tournament using Xbow. So I haven't made a video on Xbow or Xbow in general in a really long time. I think it's been at least a month, but Xbow has been better than it's ever been in the meta. Number 2 in the world is currently using Xbow. He was actually number 1, but I think he just hasn't played in a few hours, so he ended up dropping to number 2 just because, you know, he got passed because he didn't play any games. But it's so strong. I mean, you have obviously the Ice Wizard, NATO combination, as well as Tesla on defense. You can activate King in so many circumstances, and then of course you have the Rocket to rocket cycle your opponent if you're unable to get an Xbow lock on their tower. It just really has the ability to beat almost everything in this meta if you play perfectly, which is why Xbow is so strong. And on my mini account, I think I'm at 19 wins, but my main account, I went from 0 to 16 using Xbow with only 1 loss, and my mini I was using Hog Earthquake, but I realized Xbow is just a bit stronger. It has less like bad matchups, so let's go ahead and go into the first game. I'll definitely need to focus quite a bit because Xbow takes a lot. You need to be really careful like what you're cycling. You need to keep track of elixir, card cycles, so I'm gonna need to focus like a little more than I usually do, which means the commentating might not be as good as I would hope, but obviously focusing on the game is a bit more important. I'm actually going to rocket his Musketeer, because if he's using like Loon Cycle or something like that, we should be fine. He just went for 8 Elixir there. He went Baby Dragon, Goblin Cage, so that's quite interesting. Let's see what, I'm actually going to go Tesla. I think this is Graveyard, so we don't really need the Tesla. Unless he has like a really crazy deck, like I assume this is Graveyard. So I think Tesla there's the right play, just to get rid of the Baby Dragon as well as the Cage really, really easily. So yeah, definitely going to be Graveyard most likely. And I would say for Xbow, Graveyard is probably the, like of all the matchups, it's definitely one of the hardest, but you still can win. The reason why it's just a little difficult is because you don't have a ton of solid answers to the Graveyard. You really only have Log. But what you got to try to do is activate King Tower. That's like the way, you know, you win. And it isn't, and it looks like we can activate King Tower probably off of his Goblin Brawler, maybe even like off of the Dark Prince. So we have a couple solid ways we can activate, which is good. He's going to go Delivery. So it sucks we don't have a Tornado in Cycle, because if I did, I would have easily been able to NATO that to King, but then again, it didn't even matter because the Xbow brought it so low in HP, so it probably wouldn't have even activated, so we couldn't have done that in that situation, which was unfortunate. So let's go for an Ice Wizard and see what he wants to do here. So he's going to go Baby Drag. I guess we'll go Xbow opposite lane. It looks like he's going to go Dark Prince, so we'll go for Tesla. Looks like we don't catch the Night in time, but we do get the Xbow to lock on the tower, so looking pretty good here. Barbarrel's out of cycle, so he's going to go for Delivery. So huge lock on his tower. We're not going to defend the Xbow any further. It's got its value in, that's for sure. Okay, so it looks like he's going for Graveyard Push. So let's cycle back to Log. Wow, so a lot of Elixir spent there. He went for Poison as well. So we're going to go for an Xbow. I think I'm actually going to go ahead and play a Tesla as well. So yeah, he's going to go for Cage. He's forced to drop something else here if he doesn't want... yeah, so he goes Barbarrel. And then Delivery. Okay, so could we NATO to maybe like kill this Cage quicker to get the Xbow to lock on the tower? Yeah, we do. That ended up throwing him off. So is that going to get the tower into rocket range? Yeah, it looks like it does. So that's going to be GG. I didn't mean to give him the well played, but yeah. Anyways, well played and good game, I guess. We end up getting a really nice first win here versus a Graveyard deck. And in my opinion, I actually think Graveyard does have slight matchup versus Xbow. I don't think he played that well, in my opinion. His main mistake was he went way too aggressive at the beginning of the game with his first Graveyard push. When you're using Graveyard, you're not really supposed to play any Graveyards versus Icebow until double or triple, so he definitely should have been playing that a little bit more passively. I think that was his main mistake. But I guess it's not really like a really bad matchup because he did have delivery. If he had any other card besides delivery, it would have been a lot easier for him because delivery is almost, I would say, a dead card when you're playing versus Xbow or really any kind of Xbow deck, even like 2.9. So let's go ahead and search for the next game here. We're 17-1 right now. Honestly, just a great start. But I'm hoping we can get to 20 before we lose another game. That would be a really nice goal. Hopefully we can make it happen. So it looks like he's going to go for a hog. So obviously we can just activate King Tower. It does get one hit, which is fine. I know you can play the NATO like perfectly so the hog doesn't get any hit, but I haven't really practiced that timing yet. It's, I think, a little hard to do, but I just haven't practiced it yet. So it looks like he's probably using Hog Earthquake with Bomb Tower if I had to guess. So not even really, like, you guys might be thinking like, oh, it's a bad matchup because he has Earthquake, but it's not really that bad because you have NATO and Tesla, two really solid hog counters. So you just want to be going for high Teslas. Like, I didn't play that Tesla high enough. He was able to Earthquake it and the tower, so that was actually a little bit of a mistake. But we can't go for an Xbow yet because he's just going to Bomb Tower it, I'm pretty sure. So let's... Now that I have Knight back in cycle, I can. So let's go Xbow, let's go Knight. He's going to go for a Knight. Alright. Let's not over-defend this Xbow. Like, obviously the hog was going to take it out, really, no matter what we would have done in that situation. So that's fine. I think we forced enough elixir out of him. He had to go for a hog and a royal delivery as well as a knight to stop the Xbow. So he had to commit enough elixir, so I'm okay with that. But we definitely need to try to find a way to break through and get some damage here, or else we're going to be in pretty big trouble because he already has a pretty significant lead, which is not really what you want when you're going versus another cycle deck. So let's go for an Xbow. I guess we'll go Knight too. Like, I'm really just not sure if he's going to go for... Yeah, there we go. You went Bomb Tower, and we had the Knight down, so that was actually perfect. Let's go for a Log. And he's probably going to... Oh, let's NATO. Wow, so interesting hog placement. I don't actually... The Xbow locked on the tower because the hog jumped. Wow, no way, guys. We might have gotten a little lucky there, but regardless, that could have been potentially what wins us the game here. So let's set up another Tesla. Oh, wow, that was a bad bomb tower. Not really sure what he's doing there because... Wow, and he cycled an Earthquake? Okay, really interesting. We can actually go for a defensive Xbow. Now, normally, NATO alone can't stop the hog from getting a hit, but wow, even with the skeletons, and the Xbow helping out, still got a hit. Okay, I was not expecting that. So we need to go for high Tesla. So, like, he can't Earthquake it in the tower. And then let's go for a Knight before we Xbow, just because I was worried maybe he'd go for, like, a prediction bomb tower. But anyways, Earthquake's out of cycle. We can actually NATO that Knight away. Wow, good bomb tower on his end. Was not expecting him to do that. Really nice play on his end. But we do get the lock. He has no reset to the Xbow. I mean, he has Log and Earthquake, but that's not going to do enough before the Xbow takes his tower. So that is going to end up being a game. And as you guys saw, not really too difficult to beat Hog Earthquake when you're using Icebow. Now, when you're using 2.9, obviously going to be a little bit more difficult because you don't have the Tornado, so you can't get the King activated, and you have like one less Hog answer. But when you're using Icebow, Tesla, NATO, and then of course like Rocket Cycle if you need it, which we didn't even need at the end of the game. We were able to easily and just pretty safely take his tower by going in for an offensive Xbow because he got a little aggressive with the Hog Earthquake. And just like that, we're going to be 18-1 in this global tournament. Let's go ahead and search for the next game. And we're going versus Eric, Ace I Eric. If you guys didn't know, my name is Eric too, without the K though. Some spell it with a K at the end, others just have a C. So we're going to go for a Log. He's not doing anything here. I'm actually going to cycle a Knight. It's a little risky to cycle a Knight, but because he's waiting, I'm assuming... Ooh, Sparky. So you're going to have Rocket for the Sparky. That's an even trade, and you're going to be getting 428 damage on their tower, or is it 432? I can't remember. It's 428 or 432. I can't remember for some reason. So Sparky generally is a pretty good matchup. Of course, it depends if they're using Earthquake or Rage, but... Whoa, he's gonna have Sparky NATO. That is interesting to say the least. Giant Skeleton. Okay, so he got the king activated, but to be honest, it doesn't matter because we're using Xbow. So he's gonna have Giant Skeleton. Giant Skeleton's actually a pretty solid counter to Xbow in my opinion. If we log... Wait, we can just get that king activated. No! Ice Wizard killed the goblins! No! Gosh darn it, Ice Wizard. Dang it. I kind of wish I didn't have that Ice Wizard there, so we actually got the king activated, but this is such a good matchup, I think we should be fine. We have Rocket for Sparky, and yeah, overall, very, very strange deck. We're going to go ahead and Rocket the Sparky. Wait, what if he has Mirror? I think I saw this deck before. Oh, shoot. What if he has Mirror? Oh, no. If he has Mirror, this is bad, isn't it? I don't think he has a big spell, though, so if he, like, mirrors a Sparky... Okay, okay. Let's go for a low Xbow. I think, if I'm not mistaken, we could defend this. He's going to Giant Skeleton in front, though. That's what I'm worried about. There it is. Let's just Tesla. We're going to go Skeletons to distract that Sparky momentarily. Knight, and we should be fine. Wait, that's not on the tower, is it? It was kind of close, but luckily it wasn't, thank goodness. So we're going to go for another Xbow here. We'll go Ice Wizard. Kind of had a feeling he was going to Sparky. Let's just NATO that away. Go Skeletons. Xbow gets a lock on his tower. Let's go Knight to protect our Xbow. And we should be able to take it without even needing a Rocket. Definitely easy matchup for us. I mean, he does have Giant Skeleton, but honestly, Rocket for Sparky makes things just so easy for you, in my opinion. So really, really nice and easy win. And just like that, all we need is one more win, and then we are going to get 20. Hopefully, we can get it without losing another game, because 20-1 would be really solid. Would definitely mean we're on pace for getting the emote. Because, of course, I have it on my mini account. Want to get it on this account, which is my main. So, let's see if we can get it. And I don't know, guys. Should I use... The question is should I use Icebow for the rest of the global tournament? That's the question, because it seems to be working really well right now. But as I move up, are there going to be... Is it just going to be more difficult? And should I maybe use, like, maybe Royal Hogs or... I don't know, something else. I mean, I'll have to see. I'm really not sure. It's, you know, a tough call, obviously, because at the top we have a lot of different decks. But second place is using Icebow, and this guy's using Lava. You see, we have a lot of different decks, like Golem, Loon Cycle, you know, lot of different decks. Another Lava deck, Hog EQ, so variety of things. I mean, we do have a Sparky here, which Icebow counters. All right, let's go. We're 19-1. Let's try to get this last win we need to get 20. And we're going versus Fotus. We'll give him the good luck, and we're going to wait like a second, and then if he doesn't do anything, we'll cycle a log. Okay, we'll cycle log. Ooh, sucks I cycled the log, because now we don't have that for the barrel, but he's using log bait. Now, here's something very interesting that I think a lot of people... Oh, it's not... It's not traditional log bait. Okay, but here's what I was going to say. This is something very interesting that I think a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think Icebow actually counters log bait. Some people think that, but a lot of people don't realize it's actually a 50-50 matchup. Of course, it depends on what log bait deck he's, you know, running, but if it's original log bait with Inferno Rocket, it's a 50-50 matchup. Just in case you guys didn't know that. As crazy as it might sound, because I know a lot of people think it's heavily in the Xbow's favor, but if it's a really, really good Icebow player versus a really, really good log bait player, it ends up being a 50-50 matchup. Now, obviously, if it's 2.9, it's in the Xbow's favor pretty heavily, but let's see what, like, I don't even know what this log bait deck is. Very, very strange. Like, I assume there's a card he hasn't used, so very, very odd deck. I don't know if he has a rocket or not. I don't know. I'm kind of curious. His deck is really throwing me off right now. He has Knight. He has. I think what we want to do is we want to play defensive Xbows, and then this is probably the type of matchup where we just rocket cycle. At least I think it is. So let's defensive Xbow. He's gonna go Knight. And I think we get the king activated. Yep. Really nice and easy king activation. So that's definitely going to help us, especially in a log bait match. So we're going to go for an Xbow here. We'll see what he wants to do. He's just going to go Knight. Ooh, he actually has a bomb tower. Okay. That actually makes sense. We'll just go for a tornado here, saving the log for the barrel. Okay, so in this matchup, we for sure just want a defensive Xbow, I think. And then I guess rocket cycle. Like, we want to rocket this firecracker. No! I got drop delay. Wow. That's so unlucky, guys. Did you see that? Wow, that always happens to me for some reason. It always seems to happen when I'm recording. So unlucky. If that ends up costing us the game, would be really, really unfortunate. But at least I'd know it's not, my fault for losing. But wow, really unlucky. Sucks that just happened because we ended up losing several hundred damage because of it. So definitely was not something we wanted to happen, especially at the point of the game that we're in. But he's making several mistakes right now. I actually think that we have a solid chance of coming back. What I mean by several mistakes is he's kind of just throwing everything right now. And I think as long as we don't get drop delay again, we should actually be able to, I think, just rocket cycle. So yeah, this is why a lot of people hate Xbow, because, see what I'm doing right now? This is why a lot of people hate it, and I don't blame people for hating Xbow, because personally, I don't like it either, especially when I'm going against it. But that's going to be a good game. I feel a little bad. We pretty much just cycled rockets on his tower the whole game, but you got to do what you got to do, especially when you're getting drop delay at a very unfortunate time. So that is going to be 20-1 in this global tournament using Xbow. Honestly, I'm pretty proud of myself because recently I've just been becoming pretty versatile, and I never thought I'd be able to get 20 wins, especially 20-1 in a global tournament using Xbow. I mean, it's pretty crazy. Like, 20 isn't too difficult for me personally to get, but if I'm using a deck I don't feel like I'm extremely confident with, I usually would I would probably get like 20-3 maybe, or even 20-4, but 20-1 with Xbow. Really proud of myself. Definitely a deck I am not, I'm definitely not amazing with Xbow. I'm sure I made a lot of mistakes those games, but I played well enough to win all of them, which is great. So let me show you guys the game I ended up losing. It's pretty funny that I ended up... The one deck I lose to is just some absurd deck, but obviously tough matchup. I mean, RG Lightning isn't typically too hard, but he has the Mirror and Mega Knight. So he has several tanks. Musketeer's really good too for him in the matchup, as well as the Barbarians. So that is a tough matchup, and that was my only loss of the whole global tournament. And I actually want to share one replay with you guys, because a lot of people say like Giant Miner is really hard to beat with Xbow. It actually is not, especially with Xbow. It really is not quite difficult. So I want to show you guys this replay. We'll go on 2x speed in single elixir, and then slow it down at 1x speed when we get to 2x and 3x. So starting off the game here, easy rocket, miner to the king tower. Now obviously this is giant double minions, but he still is a miner, still has lots of spells, right? Which I feel like a lot of people struggle with. So we go for a low Tesla because we have the king activated, and then go for an Ice Wizard. He's going to go Fireball Zap, or no Zap, sorry. So I make a little bit of a mistake here. I actually should have gone for an offensive Xbow because he didn't have a giant or minor in rotation, but this still ended up working. I don't know why I didn't go Xbow. Maybe I was worried he was going to go like minor minions or something, but either way, I could have played Xbow right here and then just gone for a Tesla. I don't know why I didn't do that, but it ended up working out. I mean, it wasn't too bad. And he's, was down a lot of elixir, but, looks like he's just going to go minor minions. I NATO that away. And yeah, I'm definitely regretting more and more after watching this replay not going in for an offensive Xbow at that point. So that's something, guys, that I really like doing, is watching replays. Because even when you win, or especially when you lose, there's just so many things you can learn of like what you would have done differently. But now we're going in because you didn't have a giant in rotation, and this is where you start to like mess up the giant player's cycle. When you go in for the Xbow and they don't have a giant in rotation, they have to waste a card, whether that being in his deck, like a Night Witch or a Miner. Regardless, that's elixir going to waste that he's just using as a temporary tank for that, for that Xbow. And then here we go in for another Xbow, and once again, he just does not have that in cycle. He tries to pressure opposite lane, but I play a high Tesla, distracting the minions, pulling them into the lane that I want them to be in. And just like that, we get a huge Xbow lock, and I knew at this point that we were pretty much going to win, because he had a giant and zap that's 7 elixir, and then he even has to go for a fireball because I killed a giant here. He realizes log is not enough. I'm doing a little bit of thumbs up BM, I guess you could say, but, he was exchanging some thumbs up at the beginning of the game, so it's all in good fun. Tesla there blocking the miner, and we get a nice win versus giant miner double minions. So obviously NATO comes in handy there in that matchup, and we didn't even need a rocket cycle. We got a nice Xbow lock. So that's gonna do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Wish you guys good luck in the global tournament. Maybe I'll do another video tomorrow, either of pushing to 7K or to getting 25 wins in the global tournament with another deck. Maybe I'll use Icebow again. I haven't really decided yet. Icebow seems to be super strong, though, in this meta, so definitely give it a try. And maybe you were an Xbow player and you started playing another deck because meta wasn't good for Xbow like a couple seasons ago. Make sure to come back to it, because in this meta, it's just super strong right now. But make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And let me know in the comments what decks you guys want to see. Maybe that I try to get 25 wins with in the global tournament for next video, or that I push to 7K with. I'm open to all suggestions, but anyways, thanks again. Until next time, guys.